Hey, welcome back to our Illini Football preview show here on ABC News Channel. We now bring in News Channel Sports' David Coy to help break us down this Illinois schedule. And David, let's get started right away with these opening two home games. Yeah, a lot of excitement here. Youngstown State, Western Kentucky, the kickoff of a new season. Now, all signs point to those games being smooth sailing. The question is, do you agree? I
would definitely agree with that. Starting with Youngstown State, they've been successful in the past, going 8-4 last year. But since 2010, they've gone 0-3 against the Big Ten. And they weren't even close games. They were outscored 127-37. I expect this game to go pretty easily for the Illini. Then Western Kentucky, their quarterback, the redshirt senior Brandon Doty, he had a pretty successful career with the Hilltoppers. Last year he threw for 14 touchdowns. And the quarterback rating, 134.8. And one thing the Illini could take advantage with him, though, the interceptions. He had 14 last season. He had 6 in the last 4 games alone. So I should expect the Illini coming away with this one pretty easily.
Well, we move on now to week 3, a real good game. Washington, a game that could either be a huge win for Illinois or maybe kind of what we expected in the sense of a loss, but does it kill them?
It doesn't kill them, no, per se, but Illinois doesn't want that. The Huskies go into the season ranked 25 in the nation. They're coming off of a bowl victory. Granted, that was December, but still, since 2010, they've been above 500 team, and this year, Washington is looking to fill the void with running back Bishop Sankey and quarterback Keith Price left. So maybe Illini could take advantage of those holes. We'll see. Yeah,
Sankey and Price, 2 huge losses for that Washington State team.
Definitely.
They'll bring it back here for Texas State at Memorial Stadium. That should be a good game, but what are the implications there?
Well, if Illinois would lose to Washington, this would be the game to get them back on track. Texas State would be coming off a game with Navy, and this could be a close game, but it also could be a blowout. We're not totally sure on that one.
Depends on the Illini momentum, I suppose.
Exactly, sir.
Hey, how about the Big Ten schedule? We are all excited for that. It opens up in Nebraska, at Nebraska. That tough place to play in Lincoln should be a good one.
Definitely. The Huskers have been an interesting game. The first conference game of the schedule, and they faced number 22, Nebraska Cornhuskers. They were a contender in the Big Ten last year. I expect the Fighting Illini to play hard, and it'll be a very tough game for these guys.
We'll bounce through a few here real quickly. We have Purdue at home. And then after that, a Wisconsin visit. They'll go to Wisconsin on the 11th. That should be a tough one.
Definitely. It would be pretty tough on that one. I would just say this would be a tough competition going to the season ranked 14 in this year. And it might be one of the toughest tests so far with the new quarterback they just named as the starter most recently. Badgers may come away with it, or it might be a blowout. We're not sure.
Well, then we move on to Minnesota. That'll be after a bye week. That's homecoming. And it should be a tough game with Minnesota coming to town as well. All of them are tough.
It would be, yeah, they're all tough. Big Ten's pretty decent. You know, this would be a decent matchup. The Gophers were 4-4 conference last year. I expect a close game. Hopefully Illinois pulls it out.
Then we go to the Horseshoe. All know about those Buckeyes. That'll be a good one.
Oh, my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. The Buckeyes, they are dealing with the loss of Braxton Miller due to a shoulder injury and the running back Carlos Hyde going to the NFL. At this point in the season, Ohio State should have all the kinks worked out. Last year, Illinois lost 60-35. I hope and pray that doesn't happen again.
We'll see what happens with those. Then you have those final 3 games. Iowa and Penn State both coming to Champaign. Northwestern at Northwestern. A lot of people think maybe that Northwestern game is going to be for bowl possibility.
It might be possible. If they do pretty well and they, have a great end of the season, you could see a really good matchup between these two. Last game, we'll see what happens.
David, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Should be a fun season. Well, moving ahead now, one team we saw in the beginning of that schedule, Youngstown State. Now, the Penguins are a longtime FCS power, having won 4 national championships, but as we know, this year, a little different for the Penguins. YSU is moving on after the graduation of star quarterback Kurt Hess, and it's a year 2 of the Eric Wolford era. Now, if that name sounds familiar, he worked as an offensive coach with the Illini during the 2007 and 2008 seasons, and his Penguins, who went 8-4 a year ago, are now led by speedy sophomore tailback Martin Ruiz, and they should be a tough opponent out of the gate for the Illini.
That runner now, he's special now. He's quick and fast and hard to find. And the quarterbacks they have coming back, 2 or 3 of them have played, even though they lost their starter. But the others have played quite a bit, so it's not like they're starting over again.
When you're going through tape, okay, if they do this, okay, this is what we do. If they do that, you do this. And, so it's kind of a chess match right now, even watching game film.
All right, well, we've introduced you to the players. We've heard from the coaches. We've broken down schedules. We're now under 48 hours away until the Fighting Illini kick off their 2014 season. We've one final message to send you out with tonight as we get one step closer to football Saturday. For our great crew behind the scenes here at ABC News Channel, and for Donnie Tillman, David Coy, and Adam Reif, I'm Josh Getzoff. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the season, and we'll see you on the field.
It's a new year in Champaign-Urbana. A new logo, a new brand, a new chance for glory. This is our turf. These are our seats. This is our stadium. And this is our state and our team. After all, these hallowed grounds have produced legends. The Juice, Simeon the Sack Machine, Butkus, the Galloping Ghost. Who's to say there isn't another guy ready to make his mark, to see his number go down in history? Who's to say these guys won't shock the Big Ten, the country? It's all on them now. This is Illini time. There's just one more question to be asked.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready
for some football?
Are you ready for some football? For some football?
For some football?
Are you ready for some
Football?
Are you ready for some football?